everyone, Danny here with another episode of Arcade Friday. Happy Friday everybody. Hope everybody is having a good day and hopefully looking forward to an even better weekend. As you can see, today I will be playing 1943, The Battle of Midway. Another Capcom classic. Here we go. I first played this, I want to say in the very early 90s. In the arcade version, mind you. In the very early 90s, close to the mid 90s actually, at a Godfather's Pizza, back when those were around and very popular at the time too. Mostly because they were one of the few pizza places that had its own little arcade. And not only did they have an arcade, it had great games too. Like, these weren't just like Pac-Man or, you know, anything basic. Ooh. I hate this gun. Oh well. It is what it is. But yeah, mostly they had just, you know, pretty darn good games. They kept up with some of the trends. In the mid-90s, when Street Fighter 2 became all the rage, they were one of the first, or one of the earlier pizza arcades to embrace the whole craze and have multiple game cabinets. You'd have Street Fighter 2 around that time. What was another popular one? It was Marvel versus, no, it was X-Men. They had the X-Men fighting game. Then there was a X-Men versus Street Fighter, and then that opened the doors to games that became regular staples like Marvel vs. Capcom, and it also was one of the earlier crossover fighting games too that opened the doors to have the SNK Capcom crossover. Sorry if my thoughts seem a little erratic. I'm trying not to get destroyed by all these shots. Shmups are really hard to play and talk while playing. So if I blow up, yeah, it's because I'm having a hard time focusing. Oh, that's a bummer. I didn't know those used rolls, or used your R's. Oh well. I botched that up. I first played this, however, on the NES in the, I want to say very early 90s. Like 90 or 91, back when I was actually just renting an NES, because I didn't own one. So yeah, I'd take my extra money that I'd make mowing lawns, and yeah, go to the local, it was a Red Apple Market. I don't know if those exist anymore, but yeah, it was like a little bit bigger than a convenience store, but smaller than an actual grocery store. And oh boy, this is sorry guys, I'm having a hard time focusing without getting smoked here. Whew. Yeah, I'm already Payne City. I need that, thank you. Oh, back to Payne City. Oh, almost dead. Dang it. There. Bullet found me. Let's continue. No, I didn't get the health bonus there. I think it powers up your weapon too, so it's like a double bonus. Dang, I keep taking these hits. Dang it! Why did I run into that like a moron? Because I just distracted here. Oof. I'm a little bit better at shmups than I am showing. I'm just extremely distracted, so I do apologize. Oof. That got me pretty good. Music to this game is it's very good. I would love to hear like some good like rock covers, like kind of a la mini bosses or any Eskimos, if that's even like a thing anymore. I needed that to buy me time because once the ship passes, that's it. You have to destroy it, as much of it as you can, otherwise you have to, I think you have to repeat the boss fight if you don't destroy up to a certain percentage. But yeah, I originally played this on the NES. It worked a little bit different. Again, it was one of those Capcom arcade to home conversions. So they made a couple changes here and there. They implemented a power-up system where you can upgrade your attack power, your defensive power, your weapon power kind of thing. Dang it. I always prematurely grabbed the power because I accidentally shoot it an extra time. I always mean to grab this. This is my favorite gun in the game. There's some really good ones in there, but this has always been my favorite. It's just, sometimes it's hard to acquire. It's really nice when the game hands you just the power-up that you can't change. Dang it. Oof. Yeah, one of the things that stood out about this game for me, though, was the music. I mean, listen to these tunes. I would love to hear a, you know, really good rock covers of these. Here we go. That's a great power up there. Oh, I guess that doesn't up your weapon power as well. Just your, I don't know. I always considered that your fuel because it burns down, kind of like in Gauntlet. Your health burns down too. Because you figuratively can just die in this without taking hits, or at least in the NES version. This thing was like the bane of my existence in the NES version, to be honest. This guy, oh, I remember you had to like charge your blast and shoot it. Yeah, you don't do that in this. Whew, looks like I've almost got her up. Yeah, in the home version, this thing was tough. And I remember it like dipping, like you would have to fly, I don't know, it would kind of like dip down to the bottom of the screen a little bit. Only 80%. It looked like I shot it down. Ah, well. Yeah, the home version was cool. Capcom, if you're watching, it'd be really nice to see you re-release some of these arcade to home conversions that you did, because the home versions were, you know, as different as they were charming in their own ways too. Like the home version of Strider, home version of Section Z, home version of this, home version of Bionic Commando, that was some good stuff there. Dang it, grabbed the wrong gun. That's something about the power-up system I didn't like about this game, was that... Yeah, see, now it's gone. Oh, I continue with the gun, huh? Ooh. But yeah, the home conversion kinda made it made it really interesting, because unlike the arcade version where you can just keep pumping quarters into it to beat it, they made it so that you had to wisely spend your points to and allocate them to. Dang it! I missed the bonus. You had to allocate them for offense and defense, and then depending on how much you put in your special weapon. There we go. Depending on how powerful your weapon could be leveled up too. You know, as in you shoot the POW. Dang it, man! I'm just taking the shots today. Bullet magnet. Usually not this bad, but then again, I'm usually not speaking. I'm focused. Dang it. Ooh. Dang it. I saw the bullet, or I saw the blast, I just decided to fly right into it, I guess. Might as well burn through those. Did I sink it? Oh yeah, another thing that you were able to allocate points into were your weapon power-up timer too. You could extend how long it would go. You could beef up what power-ups. So like if you didn't put any points in there, you were stuck with either the POW or that shotgun. But then if you put more into it, you got the spread and so on and so forth. Yeah, you could extend your health meter. How did I all of a sudden move fast? That was weird. Aw, man. Oh well. I prefer this gun anyways. Dang. This was one of the songs on the game I really liked. I think. Yeah, it is. Aww. I don't like that those health, or whatever you want to call it, you know, it's just POW, but I don't like that they only give you a tiny bit back. Like, because in order to get them, you really have to put yourself in danger, and sometimes you just take a bunch of hits and you end up getting back the health you lost trying to acquire it, which it's really I don't know, it feels defeating. Dang it. Aye. And then the collision too. What's this? Oh, I did not remember this being in the game. But then again, it's been a while, so... Here we go. I think when I played this in the arcade at the Godfathers, they were doing the pizza buffet at the time. I think that's why my dad took me there. Because anytime there was like a way to eat cheap food and lots of it, my dad would take me, and we were there. And so that was pretty cool. I don't know, experience, I guess. You got to eat pizza I liked, as well as at the time. As I got older, Godfather's pizza started giving me bad heartburn, so I stopped going, and I guess I wasn't the only one, because a lot of them started shutting down, and I want to say towards the late 90s, the big huge one that was in Covington was gone. and I don't remember what it ended up being, but last I saw it became a Papa John's, which is kind of ironic because, or not Papa John's, a Papa Murphy's, which is kind of ironic because around that time Papa Murphy's pizzas were really garbage. They have gone up in quality though, I will say that. I actually enjoy their pizzas now, but back then their pizzas tasted like cardboard crust, and you know, the only reason why my dad bought that stuff was just because it was cheap. Again, you know, he's got a single dad, has to feed 3 kids on his own, getting no child support. Yeah, no assistance from the state or the government either, which is, you know, pretty pathetic in this country, especially yeah, I'm not slamming women by saying this, but women have more rights in that department than men do. Big time. And in fact, when it comes to that, anything child-related, women have way more rights for that. And I look at it as it's kind of like that reactionary response. It's like, oh, men had it so good for this for all these years, so we're gonna punish some hard-working men instead as a reaction, kind of like what's going on nowadays. A lot of the POC racism towards white folks. Like, I don't, yeah, as somebody who's not white, I don't particularly like that's going on, as well as I don't support it, and I also don't agree with it. I think it's wrong. Ooh, shoot. Yeah, so I think it's ridiculous that these things are going on, but again, this is a video game channel, not a politics channel, so I don't really speak too much on my personal politics, but again, you know, there are things I don't like going on, and then things that are going on that I do like, and so every so often I touch on the good as well as the negative. I'm a firm believer in balance, and whoa, this is a lot on the screen right now. Firm believer in balance, and I believe that the world is in a massive imbalance at the moment, and that's all I'm going to say. Whoop. I would like to see in the Capcom collections some of those old fighting games that I mentioned, the, what was it, X-Men ones, but I know there's probably a lot of legalities involved with, you know, and then having to ask permission from Disney, which is pretty interesting with what's going on with that company. And again, that falls under the politics thing that I don't really want to talk about, so I'll just stop. But I will say this, it would be nice to see those, what is it, X-Men fighting games and the X-Men versus Street Fighter games pop up in the, like in an arcade collection, like maybe a Capcom arcade collection too. I don't know, that's just something I think would be cool, but hey, just because I think something would be cool doesn't make it true, right? Just because I want something doesn't mean the company or the masses agree with that want and want it as well, so. But again, I think a collection of the Capcom arcade games that became home ports would be nice. Again, Strider, Bionic Commando, 1943. Oh, I sunk the ship! I sunk their battleship. Crazy. Oh, this is a good song too. Uh-oh. We're gonna fight Strider, hear you? Or a craft named Hiryu. Dang it. These guys are shooting me. Aww. Oh man, I meant to get a weapon. Whoops. No weapon. Just getting smoked here. In the arcade also, I don't recall there being a roll ability, like doing... Oh, that's not it? Yeah, I don't recall you being able to do that. In the... What was it? 1942, I believed you could do that, but only a certain amount of times. And then there, you only did that in the NES home version when you ran out of your life meter or whatever you want to call that down there in the lower left-hand corner. And then you hit A. Oh, nice. The only thing good about this weapon is that it negates the enemy shots. Like, you can shoot their bullets with your bullets, which, I don't know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny if you ask me. Oof. Oof, got me. Alright, I think I am kind of done playing this. I've already told my story about this, my background with this game, where I first played it. Oops. I know that if that thing explodes, those 4 chunks that flew off of the, I don't know what you call that. I don't have friends in the Navy, so I couldn't tell you what the terms are, but I don't know where you would call the command center of the boat, I guess. I know that if that part blows up and one of those 4 chunks hits you, I remember it blowing my ship up too, or at least causing damage. Again, just took a hit trying to get that power up. Dang it. Do-do-do-do. Ay, golly. Dang it. Yeah, the heal, or I don't know, the health that you get back from that, it's not enough. Sometimes I feel like you lose more life trying to get to the thing than you would if you just ignored it, with all the stuff that clutters the screen. Dang it. Like there, I took a hit to try to get that. I hate that stuff too, just stuff coming from the bottom of the screen, so they really they really make it so you can't just hang out down there. Ugh, did not mean to get that. Yeah, the power-up system in this game kind of sucks though because of that. Again, like it's really difficult to determine like to determine like what you're gonna end up with. I'll finish this boss, and then after the death after that, I'm done. Yeah, this is one of the worst bosses to fight underpowered like this. Yeah, I'm still taking the hits. Even if it shoots the bullets, it doesn't always get all of them, you know? I'm glad this isn't a crappy port of a port like the Metal Slug games, because I owned a lot of these arcade games on the PS2. Unsuccessful? How is that only 30%? That guy was on fire. That plane was on fire. Sorry, bad joke, but yeah, like all 4 engines on fire. How is that only 30%? I mean, mathematically, oh, just died. All right, this is the last one, and then I'm calling it. This is getting a little out of hand, and obviously shows how little skill I have in this game, because I don't know, I think I've already burned through what, $4 worth of quarters if we were playing this back in the like if I were playing at that same Godfather's. And again, that power was not worth it. Cool. Oh, that wasn't worth taking that hit either. Yeah, that's something about this game that cracks me up too. Like, they give you all these power-ups, then they punish you. Like, they just punish you for trying to go get them. And it was like that in, I feel like it was like that in Ghosts and Goblins too. Oof, I need that strawberry. Didn't help much though. Well, looks like I lost the viewers that I had. Whatever, it's cool. It is what it is. But I'm glad they stuck around as long as they did. I thought I used my special. Ah, well. Well, since nobody's watching, I guess this is a good time to call it. So, yeah, that's my story behind this game. And again, Capcom, if you're watching, it'd be really, really cool if you'd make a home release of the NES versions of these arcade games that I've mentioned. Again, Strider, 1943. Huh, alright, that's all I had time to type in was DAG. Whoop-de-flippin'-do. Alright, well, with that said, if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you've played 1943, either in the arcade or on the NES, or any other console, mind you, be it the PlayStation 2 arcade collection or otherwise, leave a comment down below. Tell me what your experience with the game was like. If you're new to the channel, or if you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. I'd love to earn your viewership. I just don't want too many of you folks subscribing, because if I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, they're gonna slap commercials on these things, and I don't know about you, I do not like watching ads on YouTube videos. Well, with that said, hope everybody has a great weekend. Enjoy your Friday. So have a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next stream coming up in a few minutes. Not sure what I'm going to play, but it's probably just going to be a regular old casual play. That said, Danny out.